So tell me some of the things, what happens when you go to a networking function, a networking event. What's the typical experience? Go ahead. What is it like?
Elevator pitch.
Elevator pitch, a 30-second elevator pitch, yes? What else?
People shove cards in your face.
People shovel cards in your face. Good, that's good.
First question is what do you do?
They what?
First question is what do you do?
What you do, good, okay.
They try to sell to you in 20 seconds.
They try to sell to you in 20 seconds, yeah? How many have experienced that before? Okay. What else? What's it like? Everybody talking about themselves? Okay. So you're talking, they're asking you questions, they're timing. Well, you've been talking for 30 seconds, so kind of like it's my turn. So please, like, it's my turn. What else? It's repetitive. It's repetitive. So generally speaking, is the experience positive or negative?
It's energy draining.
Is energy draining? Okay. So positive or negative? How many of you think it's positive? How many of you think it's negative? Okay. So the question is, why do we keep going back to these things then?
Hoping for something different.
Hope for something different. Victoria, thank you for your honesty. Great.
Meeting new people.
Meeting new people. Okay. So just chances are maybe I'll meet someone interesting or someone good. Yeah. You never know. You got to go through a lot of people, right? Yeah. Okay. Maybe you learn something. Great. Maybe, perhaps. Sometimes don't we learn something, even though the people are not that good, but you learn something, right? Okay. Good. So that's why you keep going back again and again. Let me give you first of all the fundamental, the definition of networking. Here's what I found on the internet. Okay. The conventional wisdom. What is it? Conventional wisdom. So the networking, the definition of networking is the exchange of information or services among individuals, groups, or institutions, specifically the cultivation of productive relationships for employment or business. Now, what's wrong with this definition? What's wrong with this definition? It's a typical definition.
It's just talking about the exchange of information, but not necessarily an action.
Yeah, no action, so exchange information, yes. But notice the last couple words, relationships, productive relationships for employment or business.
One or the other, yeah.
Okay. What does that mean? You're going out there, you hopefully want to what? Get something, yes? There lies the problem. And if conventional 99% of the time is wrong, most of the time is wrong, here's my definition. Write this down. Write this down. Any networking is any activity that increases the value of your network and or the value you contribute to it. I'll say that again. Networking is any activity that increases the value of your network and or the value you contribute to it. Did I talk about doing some business? Did I talk about employment? No. What's the key word there? What's the key word? Value. Increase the value of your network and or the value you contribute to it. Got it? Write down first. Okay. So I like to use the analogy, a lot of networking events, I like nightclubs. Okay, and business professionals were going there looking for one-night stands. What does that mean? What does that mean? You go there and you give out a business card, yes? Hopefully you get a lot of business card. No different than going to a nightclub. You walk up to a lady, hey, your place or mine? No? Okay, your place or mine? No? Okay, your place or mine? Maybe? Okay, I'll come back to you. Okay, it's no different than that. It's no different. So if most professionals, they're going there, they're one-night standers. When they go with that approach, what's wrong with that approach, first of all? What's wrong with that approach?
Try to benefit for themselves.
You just want to make some sales? Yes, but what's wrong with their approach? They what?
Provides no value.
Provides no value. Good. Yeah, but What's fundamentally wrong with the approach? It's too blunt. There's no long-term. But here's the thing. Taking, yes, great answer. But here's the thing. Think in terms of whatever you do. Let's say your mortgage broker, your financial planner, or your coach, whatever business you have. Think in terms of when you go to any networking event, chances are, here's this. People don't think about it. 99% of people go to the event, they are not your ideal clients. Your chances of success is maybe 1 out of 100, maybe, if you're lucky, that night. Just like going to a nightclub. Maybe you're asking, hey, your place of mine, you're asking. Maybe the nightclub closes in 10 minutes. It's just you and me. Yeah, 5-minute drive to my home. Think about it. I'll make you breakfast. How's that? You know what I mean? That's what it is. It's just you might get lucky. But it's insulting, yes? It's insulting. So if 99% of them, they're not your ideal clients, the approach of going out there and hopefully to get some business, fundamentally, that approach is incorrect. It's incorrect. So how many of you go to networking events, hopefully you want to get some business? Be honest with me. You want to get some, you're drawn with some business, right? Here's the challenge. When you go out there and you want to drum up some business, what do you focus on? What do you focus on? You can only focus on yourself. You can talk about, add value and this is that. That's bullshit. Because if you're going there with the intention that I want to get some clients, I need some clients. So that's what I would do. But networking is not something that you do to get business. It's wrong. If you are not getting enough clients, you don't have a networking problem, you have a marketing problem. How many follow what I'm saying? You're trying to solve a marketing problem with networking. It's like trying to make a hole with a hammer. It's not how it works. So when should you go and network and meet with people? Guess what? When you don't need business. When you don't need clients. When you don't need anything. Because when you go there and you don't need anything, now what happens to your presence? You're not needy. You're not desperate. You can focus on other people. You can add value. If you are struggling with getting clients and making the money and go there and hopefully, maybe I'll just go there, maybe I'll pick up one client or two. No, because you haven't solved the fundamental problem. Maybe you go there, maybe go to 10 of these events, you might pick up one client. Great. Do you have a business? You have one client. So if you go back to the cycle, what do you have to do? Work on what's the first step? What's the first step? Attraction. You focus on attraction first. Attraction first. So this is my definition. And here's the big question. Here's the question. If you were making more money than you ever imagined, working with clients you absolutely love, and had more high-quality prospects looking to hire you than you had time for, how often would you still go to networking events? What is it? 0. Why? You would still go, maybe to meet some interesting people. How many of you say, I would not go? Be honest, yes, you would not go. So the people you want to actually meet, the high quality, the successful entrepreneurs, guess what? They're not at networking events. You got it? They're not there. That's why I don't go to networking events. Unless I'm a speaker, or there's a speaker I want to see that I really want to learn from, I would go. But I don't go to networking events because when you go there, everybody, it's out for themselves, yes? Hopefully get some business, exchange business card. There's no value being exchanged. There's no value being exchanged. So if the high performance, the elite entrepreneurs, they don't go to networking event, who goes to networking event? Chances are the struggling entrepreneurs. They're looking for quick fixes. They're looking for someone to save their business. They're looking for some instant gratification. Hopefully, I'll get this client, maybe I'll make some money to pay the bills. Yes? That's the problem. So fundamentally, that's what's going on. Okay, I can see you're shocked right now. How many are a little bit shocked? Okay. Take 2 minutes. How long? Discuss what I've just